Hello everyone. Good afternoon. Good afternoon to all of you. Welcome to BYJU'S exam prep and welcome to this CAT 2024 syllabus and exam pattern. So basically in this session, what are we going to talk about? In this session, we'll be specifically talking about people who are preparing for CAT 2024. I know 2023 is quite near now, but if you seriously want to appear for CAT 24, this is the right time to begin for that as well. So therefore, along with those videos of CAT 2023 where we discuss expected questions, the LRDI sets, etc., we discuss all of them, the strategies and all. This is also important that we keep on taking a few sessions in between for CAT 2024 kids. So in this session, I'll be talking about the syllabus of our exam, what all is to be done from CAT's perspective. Also, I'll be talking about the exam pattern. So I will start soon. Let's just wait for a few more people to join in. And in the meantime, can you please confirm? Am I audible and visible to all of you? If you can just confirm it once to me through the chat. सब कुछ ठीक ठाक है? All of you can hear me. All of you can see me. So then we shall start with our session. So let's start now without any further delay. I think we can start with the session now. So first of all, when I talk about the CAT exam, so what all is going to be there in 2024, there are a few things which are almost certain, almost by certainty we can say that this is going to happen because that happens almost every year. So with certainty we can say that because it is happening for last so many years, so this year also it will be going in the same pattern. So therefore the first thing, what all we can expect from the notification that will be coming out for CAT 2024, right? So the notification for any of the exams, it is generally, I mean for CAT exam, it is generally there at the end week of July. So of course for CAT 2024 as well, you can expect the notification would be out in July 2024. The exam is definitely going to be conducted on 25th of November 2024. This date also we can confirm at this stage. The simple reason being, as I told you before, that these are some of the things which are almost sure about the CAT exam because they happen like this only every year. ठीक है, हमेशा ऐसा ही होता है. So November 25, 2024 is the time when it would be, when the CAT exam would be there this year, because CAT always happens on the last Sunday of November. So this year, last Sunday of November is 26th of November. Next year it is going to be on 25th of November. तो इसलिए 25th of November को ही CAT का एग्जाम होने वाला है. Almost by surety we can say so. Based on the previous year trends, Calcutta might be the convening body for CAT 2024. Why am I saying this and what does it mean? Every year, the CAT exam has a different convening body in the form of some of the IIMs. For example, this year the convening body is IIM Calcutta. Last year the convening body was IIM Bangalore. And going by the previous trends, we can say next year it is going to be IIM Calcutta. So how can I say this? Of course, I'll be giving you reasons for that. But before that, what do we mean by convening body? So basically a body which will be looking after all the things about CAT. So what exactly should we ask in the exam? What should be the paper pattern? How many cities should be there? In how many slots we should be having the exam? What should be the number of questions? Right? So all these things would be decided by that convening body. So that is going to be IIM Calcutta next year. And generally it is assumed that every IIM has got its own character. So that character is somehow, visible in these CAT exams as well. Through these CAT exams of these IIMs. So, generally it is said that if this IIM Lucknow would be conducting it, generally DILR is on the tougher side. When I am Bangalore would be conducting it, in that case, Quant would be on the tougher side. I am Calcutta would be conducting it, then Verbal would be on tougher side. So that means everyone has a different character. So that also would be happening most probably when I am Calcutta conducts this. So good afternoon, Harshad and Manisha to both of you. And finally, CAT 2024 will be conducted in an online mode because CAT has been conducted in online mode since CAT 2009, right? So it's been, till now 14 years when CAT has been conducted online. 2023 is going to be 15th, and of course 2024, once again we can say the 16th attempt would be in online mode. Okay. Now, why am I saying I am Calcutta? If you go by the pattern, in 2014 the convening body was Indore, in 15 it was Ahmedabad, 16 was Bangalore, 17 was Lucknow, 18 was Calcutta, 19 was Kozhikode. Then from 2020 to 20 same things got repeated. Now 14 के बाद 20 में भी इंदौर आया, next year Ahmedabad, next year Bangalore, next year Lucknow. So by that logic I can say that this year I am Calcutta is going to be convening body, and this looks like a pretty I would say clear indication of that, right? Pretty much a solid proof of it that this year it is going to be I am Calcutta when I talk about CAT 2024. ऑनलाइन मोड का क्या मतलब है मनीषा सिंह ऑनलाइन मोड मींस normally when you have a paper based paper the way you have in some of the exams, for example exams like CDS or all, right? So there you go to the center, you'll be provided the question paper in the paper format. You just have to look at the questions and answer there on the OMR sheet which is provided to you. But in an online mode, the paper would be presented to you on the computer screen, and you will have to answer the questions on the screen itself when there would be some tabs along with those options, right? तो उसी से आपको आंसर मार्क करने होते हैं. There is a small difference between online based test and computer based test and computer adaptive test. So CAT is not adaptive yet. CAT is a computer based test. एनमेट इज अ कंप्यूटर एडेप्टिव टेस्ट. उसमें क्या होता है सबका पेपर भी सेम नहीं होता है. द क्वेश्चन पेपर एक्चुअली चेंजेस अकॉर्डिंग टू योर आंसर्स दैट यू आर गिविंग टू पर्टिकुलर क्वेश्चंस. सो ऑफ कोर्स उसके बारे में हम लोग फिर कभी भी बात कर सकते हैं, बट आई एम श्योर दैट यू हैव गॉट एन आइडिया व्हाट डू वी मीन बाय एन ऑनलाइन मोड. ओके, सो लेट्स मूव ऑन फ्रॉम हियर. यहां से आगे बढ़ जाते हैं थोड़ा सा. इसके बाद व्हेन आई टॉक अबाउट द पेपर पैटर्न, what can be the paper pattern of CAT 2024? Though I would say that after CAT 2023, we will be in a much better situation to comment about it, right? So currently I can just say that the number of questions in 2023-24 is going to be somewhere between 66 to 76, with verbal ability lying between 24 and 26, data interpretation lying between 20 and 24, quantitative ability lying between 22 and 26, and most probably the exam is going to be 2 hours of 2 hours. This year CAT 2023 is definitely going to be of 2 hours. These are the three sections that we already know. They have already told us that first section would be verbal ability, second would be DILR, third would be quantitative ability. We already know that the section wise time limit is 40 minutes. For each section you'll be getting 40 minutes. There are some exams like Z in which there is no sectional time limit. You'll be getting the paper, आपको जब मन करे आप कोई भी questions कर सकते हैं, कोई sectional time limit नहीं होती. In CAT we have a sectional time limit of 40 minutes. For every right answer, you will be getting plus 3 marks. For every wrong answer, you get -1. If the wrong answer is a non-MCQ, sorry, MCQ. But if it's a non-MCQ, you get plus 3 for right answers, 0 for wrong answers. Here you get plus 3 for right answers, -1 for wrong answers. That happens. What is a non-MCQ? Non-MCQ is a question in which there are no options. You straight away have to write down the final answer. That okay, you have got an answer of 90 at the end, write 90. You don't have to write the solution. MCQ is multiple choice questions. These are the questions in which you have 4 options with you. For every right answer, you get plus 3 marks. For every wrong answer, you get -1 marks. So in the last few years, the number of non-MCQs have been from 14 to 19, right? Out of a total 66 to 76 questions, and MCQs have been from 50 to 57. Okay. Now, these non-MCQ questions, they are called TETA by CAT authorities. They call them TETA. What is TETA? TETA is type in the answer. Okay. Type in the answer. Yes, Manisha, वो सब online में ही होता है पूरा का पूरा. So a box would be provided to you in a non-MCQ question where you have to type in the answer using the on-screen that small keyboard would be given to you. Theta is type in the answer, in which you have to type in the answer. There is no negative marking for them. Right answer के लिए +3, wrong answer के लिए 0. This is what you would be getting over there. How are we saying the total number of questions can be from 66 to 76? CAT has become a 2-hour exam from CAT 2020 when COVID struck. After that 2021, 2022, they all have been of 2 hours. ये सभी के सभी 2 hours के ही रहे हैं. In 2020, we saw a total of 76 questions in CAT. In 2021, we saw 66. In 2022, we saw 66. So therefore, we are assuming in 2023 also it would be somewhere between 76 and 66. और मान लीजिए 2023 में 66 ही आते हैं, then there would be great chances that 2024 CAT will have 66 questions only. काफी बढ़ जाएंगे चांस. अभी तो ये है it has just repeated once. 76 एक बार आए, फिर 66 दो बार आए. So by that logic I cannot say इस बार भी 66 ही आएंगे. But if it is 66, almost by surety we can say next year also it is going to be 66. So things would definitely be more clear once CAT 2023 is over. Though all other things will most probably would remain the same. E3 sections, same order, 40 minutes for each section, plus 3 for right, minus 1 for wrong. In MCQ, no wrong for no penalty for non MCQ. बाकी सभी चीजें उसी तरह की रहने वाली. ठीक है. Now, what is a good score, right? At what we get, what kind of percentiles? So here I have given you the percentile, right? And here I have given you the total marks. What is a percentile first? So there is a possibility some of you might not be knowing about this. So CAT does not give you a rank, they give you a percentile. Now, what is the difference between a rank and a percentile? A rank 1 means that there is no one above you, you are at the top. Rank 2 means there is one person above you. Rank 3 means there are two people above you. Rank 4 means there are three people above you. That means if you have a rank of 1000, that means 999 people are above you. You have a rank of 10,000, that means you have 9,999 people above you. So that means rank is given. Percentile is almost the same thing. It is just put in terms of percentages and it looks at how many people are below you rather than looking at people who are above you. So if the person is the topper of the exam, everyone is below him. So he will be having 100 percentile. He would be having 100 percentile. So 100 percentile is like rank 1. 99 percentile का मतलब ये है 99% of the students are below you. So just 1% of the students are above you. 98 percentile का मतलब है 98% of the people are below you. That means just 2% of the people are above you. So that way it goes on. So in terms of percentiles, you can say numerically higher the percentile, better it is. Whereas in case of rank, lower the rank, better it is. न्यूमेरिकली आपका नंबर जितना छोटा आएगा रैंक में उतना बेहतर होगा और परसेंटाइल में आपका रैंक जितना भी बड़ा आएगा उतना बेहतर होगा. दिस इज हाउ इट गोज ऑन. एंड एज आई सेड 2020 के बाद ही कैट 2 आवर्स का हुआ है. बिफोर दैट कैट हैज ऑलवेज बीन अ 3 आवर्स अफेयर इन द लास्ट 4-5 years बिफोर दैट. उसके पहले चेंज होता रहा था. कभी 140 मिनट्स का भी होता था, कभी 100 मिनट्स का भी होता था. तो अलग अलग टाइमिंग्स रहे हैं उसके, राइट. तो पुरानी बातें हो गई हैं, उसके बारे में बात नहीं करेंगे. सो नाउ यू कैन अज्यूम दैट कैट हैज नाउ शिफ्टेड टू a 2-hour pattern only. So there is a good possibility that 2024 is also going to be a 2-hour exam. Okay, that's CAT score versus percentile thing. And now we'll be talking about some section wise analysis of this. Now let's have a look at this. What all covers in VARC, what all is covered in DILR, in quantitative ability. What are the sources from which from which we should be studying for these all topics? What is the complete syllabus? From what all areas do they ask us questions? That all now we will be discussing in the upcoming part of this session. I'll be starting with the first thing, which is verbal ability and reading comprehension. So let us start with that. So when I talk about VARC, so how has CAT been in the last few years? In 2019, VARC had a total of 34 questions. In 2020, there were a total of 26 questions in VARC. In 2021, we had a total of 24 questions. And after that, again, we had 24 questions. So in 2019, out of these 34 questions, of course, at that time, it was of 60 minutes. After that, in all the years, it has been of 40 minutes. Out of these 34 questions, 24 questions were from reading comprehension. Out of 34 questions, 24 were from reading comprehension. What percentage is that? If you just calculate that, it is approximately 70%. That means approximately 70% of the VARC section was from reading comprehension alone in 2019. We just had 3 questions from verbal ability, that is odd sentence out or para completion, 3 questions from para summary, and 4 questions from para jumbles, right? I'm sure you all know what are these. Para completion is like a paragraph is given, and after that 4 options are given with 4 statements, and he would ask you that which statement should come at the end of this paragraph. Odd sentence out, he would be giving you 5 sentences and 4 sentences and 4 options, and he would ask you that which of the 4 sentences is not a part of the paragraph which will be formed by these 4 sentences. Para summary, a paragraph would be given to you and he would be asking you that which of the following options gives you the summary of this paragraph. And para jumble means 4 sentences are given, you have to put it in the right order in the form they should appear in a paragraph. That's what we call as a para jumble. तो ये हमारे पास types होती है. Sir, if anyone is weak in mathematics, should he apply for CAT or not? Sonu Kumar Singh, I think anyone who is weak in mathematics can crack CAT, but of course, for those people, it would take a little longer, right? Hard work would be a little more with respect to the other people. And why am I saying that everyone can crack CAT? When I talk about quantitative ability in just 10 more minutes, I'll be talking about that. I'll tell you why I'm saying this. प्रैक्टिस से इंप्रूव कर लो, ये मनीषा सिंह सही कह रही है, लेकिन हाँ, अकेली प्रैक्टिस तो नहीं, कॉन्सेप्ट भी जरूरी है, लेकिन क्यों मैं कह रहा हूं कर पाएंगे उसके बारे में हम लोग अभी थोड़ी देर में बात करते हैं. हाँ जी, कैट 2020 26 क्वेश्चंस थे, उसमें से 18 क्वेश्चंस वर फ्रॉम आरसी. व्हाट परसेंटेज ऑफ 26 इज 18? once again it is approximately 70% of the total. Next year, out of 24, 16 questions were from RC, which is approximately 66.7% of the total. Or yahan bhi. So this all clearly tells you that RC alone has been more than 65% every year, right? And around 70% also sometimes. So more than 2/3 of your VARC section is consisted of RC only. More than 2/3, ठीक है, which makes it very very important. I hope you can understand that कि अगर एक सेक्शन में से 2/3 सेक्शन सिर्फ एक आरसी का ही आ रहा है तो कितना इंपॉर्टेंट है. एंड हाउ इंपॉर्टेंट इज दैट 2/3, उसके बारे में बात करूंगा. आपको शायद ये लग रहा होगा स्टिल 1/3 इज अ बिग चंक. यस, दैट्स करेक्ट. बट व्हेन यू लुक एट वीएआरसी सेक्शंस स्कोर वर्सेस परसेंटाइल, कि कितने स्कोर पे कितना परसेंटाइल आ रहा है, तब आपको शायद ये बात थोड़ी सी महसूस होगी, अरे only by doing RC I could have probably got this much of percentile. And when you look at that, you would understand my point that why am I saying all these things. Okay, though if I talk about the other areas, I am not saying they are insignificant, but yes, most of these areas are insignificant in front of course RCs, because together all the areas of verbal ability, they are less than half of RC alone. गुड पार्ट अबाउट दैट इज, जैसे पैरा जंबल्स हैं, पैरा जंबल्स जो आते हैं उसके 3 या 4 क्वेश्चन जो भी आते हैं, दे आर इन टीटा क्वेश्चंस, नॉन एमसीक्यूज. और नॉन एमसीक्यू एंड टीटा, दे डू नॉट हैव एनी नेगेटिव मार्किंग. नाउ इन वर्बल एबिलिटी सेक्शन, जनरली पीपल suffer with one problem, and that problem is the accuracy, that we do not have good accuracy here. So there, at least while doing those para jumbles, you do not have to think about accuracy, because even if you are wrong, you are not losing anything. So that's the good part of VA, but that does not happen in RC. In RCs, we do not have any non-MCQ questions. Okay. Now, when I talk about the sources of these, so we did some research on the last few years RCs. In the last 5 years, when we see 23 passages out of 56 passages in total, 23 out of 56, which is a good number, approximately 40% of the total, have been taken from excerpts from different books, Aeon essays, and New York Times, right? So approximately 40% of the total passages have appeared from Aeon essays, New York Times, and some from books. Also, they have asked you questions from Smithsonian magazines as well. Smithsonian magazines. Rather, we have even seen RC passages from directly taken from Hindu editorial. We all know about Hindu newspaper. तो कभी कभार हिंदू एडिटोरियल का उन्होंने एक पैसेज उठाया और उस पर भी क्वेश्चंस बना दिए. इवन दैट हैज हैपेंड. Also, when I talk about the genre of this, 27 out of 56 passages have been from sociology and anthropology, ecology or zoology or biology, and philosophy and psychology. So these are the areas. अगर आप ध्यान से इन areas को देखें, you would feel, even if you have a reading habit, you would see, sir, I do not read on these areas. Who reads sociology, anthropology, ecology, zoology? I mean, generally, people who have just started reading or have been reading for last few years, they do not have this taste of reading from these areas. If you are an avid book reader, then that's a separate story. Of course, you might be reading everything, but in last few years, I have seen that mostly students, they have not been reading from these areas, but CAT has been asking questions on that. So I would suggest that if you have a reading habit, in that case, you have to change it according to CAT now. Start reading from these areas. NYT क्या है वेबसाइट है सर? It is New York Times. Manisha Singh, it is New York Times. Next, what about verbal ability? In verbal ability, once again, we have seen in the last 5 years, 48 out of 112 questions. Once again, if you see, it is around 40% of the total. 48 out of 112 questions in the last 5 years, they have been from science and technology, ecology or zoology or biology, literature and linguistics, culture and lifestyle, and philosophy and psychology. Once again, an area you would see, of course, quite common with the areas of RCs as well, but not common with the areas that we generally read. And once again, you would see there have been variety of sources from which they have been asked, and those sources once again have been almost like those of RCs, excerpts from different books, New York Times, Eon essays, the Smithsonian magazines, and generally these questions on verbal ability also, they have been asked from these areas only. Okay. When I look at a score versus percentile thing, so look at CAT 2022 at a score of 43. 43 का मतलब 14 questions out of 24 questions. Had you done just 14 questions correct, you would have got a 99.5 percentile in VARC section. और आपको याद होगा, there were 16 questions from RC alone. And if you do just 14 questions, net 14, I'm not saying 14 करेक्ट के बाद आप बाकी 10 गलत कर दो. So 14 questions का मतलब ये net 14. If you are doing 17 correct and 2 wrong, right, that brings to 14. You are doing 19 correct, there are 3 or 4 wrong, that brings to 14. तो ऐसे केस में 14 questions can take you to 99.5%. By doing 13 questions, you could have got a 99 percentile. By doing 10 questions correct, you could have got a 95 percentile. By doing just 8 questions correct, you could have got a 90 percentile. This is the story of CAT 2022, though CAT 2022 was slightly difficult when I talk about VARC section. But yes, if I talk about the other years, CAT 2021, जरा अगर आप इसको देखोगे, so the percentiles for the scores, if you see, these scores were a little on the higher side. That automatically means that CAT 2021 was easier than that of 2022. And in CAT 2020, once again, it dropped a bit. Moreover, it had 26 questions, जबकि यहाँ 24 थे. So once again, I can say 2020 was slightly on the easier side. The big question is, do we get to know before the exam that how is it going to be? Of course not. What is going to happen in the exam? Finally, कितना easy आएगा, कितना difficult exam आएगा, no one knows about it. ये किसी को भी नहीं पता होता. So therefore, I am saying that just having a good idea about last few years will give you, I mean, this idea as well, that there is no surety about anything in the CAT exam. The pattern has changed, the total time duration has changed, the number of questions have changed, the I mean, score versus percentiles have changed. So everything keeps changing year to year. So there is nothing fixed there. That's about VARC. Now we'll talk about the second section of CAT, which is data interpretation and logical reasoning. Let's look at this as well. So once again, if we do some research on the last 6 years now, right? So DILR has got two areas, data interpretation and logical reasoning. Primarily, most of the questions nowadays in DILR section are LR based only. DI based questions have been pretty less. Mostly the questions have been based upon logical reasoning. The maximum number of sets in the last 6 years have appeared from reasoning based DI. सबसे ज्यादा set 10 sets in the last 6 years have appeared from reasoning based DI. 7 sets have appeared from matrix and grid. 7 sets have appeared from matrix arrangement. 6 sets have appeared from scheduling and matrix. So matrix kind of questions also have become extremely important. As you can see, 20 questions are there which are using matrices. 7 questions have been on Venn diagrams, unconventional games and tournaments. 6 questions, sorry, 6 sets. I'm sorry, not question sets. Mathematical analytical reasoning 4, order and ranking, missing data. And not only that, these are not the only 11 types. We could not complete the table even after making all these types. We had to make a total of 16 types, right? But still after that, we cannot say that it has been completed. Still, miscellaneous contained 11 sets, which is the highest among them. Now, this is something you can say a little demoralizing for many of the kids in the beginning, that when we talk about DILR, we cannot say anything about the syllabus of DILR. It's pure reasoning. ये reasoning पे based है. You have to work upon your reasoning. How do we work upon reasoning? What are the areas that we have to study? There are no specific areas. Do anything that can improve your reasoning skills. Start doing some puzzles. You can do those Sudoku, Kakuro, which are there on your Daily Times second page as well. You can do any such puzzles. You can play any puzzle games as well. You can do Shakuntala Devi puzzles as well. If you want to play chess for that, you can do that as well. From all these things, wherever you use reasoning, you learn something. And that's actually the way of preparing for DILR. Of course, DI can be prepared separately. In data interpretation, we can understand what is a pie chart, what is a line graph, bar graph, वो सब क्या होते हैं, वो सीखा जा सकता है, but not in logical reasoning. Logical reasoning जो है, वो तो practice से ही improve होती है. More you practice, better you would be at it. That's the only way of learning DILR. There is no separate way of doing that. So please keep that in mind. जहां से भी हो सके, whether you can do it from some logical games on mobile, right? You want to do some puzzle books, you want to do it from the newspaper, कहीं से भी कीजिए, but start making it a habit that you use reasoning every day in your life. Okay? Now, if we do another analysis on the basis of difficulty level of all these sets, we see only 2 sets have been very easy, which we can say, but 19 sets have been easy to moderate and 23 sets have been moderate. So in total, we can say a total of 44 sets have been easy or moderate out of a total 75 sets, which is approximately 57-58% of the total, right? तकरीबन इतना जो है पेपर मेरे पास DILR का, it has been easy to moderate side. And matrix, reasoning based DI, Venn diagram and unconventional games and tournaments, they make up 2/3 of CAT DILR section. So just by doing these areas, you can easily sail through in DILR. Most of the students who are preparing for CAT, they face difficulties in this section only. वर्बल एबिलिटी समथिंग वी हैव बीन स्टडिंग फॉर अ लॉन्ग टाइम. इंग्लिश तो हम लोग पढ़ ही रहे होते हैं, उसमें फिर भी हम लोग ठीक होते हैं. क्वांटिटेटिव एबिलिटीज, मैथमेटिक्स, वो भी हम लोग पढ़ ही रहे होते हैं, धीरे धीरे इंप्रूव हो जाता है. बट DILR इज समथिंग दैट वी हैव नॉट बीन स्टडिंग, प्लस देयर इज नो सिलेबस फॉर दैट. तो यहां आके बड़ी दिक्कत महसूस होती है दैट हाउ डू वी इंप्रूव इन DILR. दैट this problem has been there with many of us. So therefore you have to start working on this area as soon as possible. This is the most important area from that perspective because it has no prescribed syllabus. So all of you need to take care of this area first of all. Okay? If I look at the score versus percentile, last year there were 20 questions. Last to last year there were 20 questions. The year before that there were 24 questions. The score of 32, which means approximately 11 questions out of 20, could have fetched you a 99.5 percentile. A score of 29 means approximately 10 questions could have fetched you a 99 percentile. A score of 19, which means approximately 7 questions or 6 questions, would have fetched you a 95 percentile. Look at this, just 5 questions could have taken you above 90% of the people in DILR. और 5 क्वेश्चंस के 4 सेट्स आए थे लास्ट ईयर. इसका मतलब ये है इन 40 मिनट्स ए पर्सन ही वुड हैव डन जस्ट वन सेट वुड हैव बीन अबव 90% ऑफ द पीपल. और ये 90 परसेंटाइल का मतलब ये है इफ यू हैव 90 परसेंटाइल इन ऑल द 3 सेक्शंस, दैट मींस your sectional cutoff is clear for each and every college in India. Each and every college, whether it is I'm Ahmedabad, Bangalore, Calcutta, kuch bhi ho chahe. What are the resources of this all from where? Manisha Singh, as I said, you can take some puzzle books, you can play some puzzle games, you can go through those Sudoku and Kakuro kind of problems. Plus, to specific DILR problems that have appeared in CAT, watch previous year papers of CAT, ZAT, IIFT because they have very good sets of LRDI. तो कैट के ही अगर आप देखोगे तो 1990 से लेकर 2022 तक के देयर आर सो मेनी पेपर्स अवेलेबल. बीच में से कुछ 6-7 साल थे जब पेपर्स अवेलेबल नहीं थे, अदरवाइज एवरी ईयर दी पेपर्स वर अवेलेबल टू अस. तो उसके थ्रू बहुत आसानी से आप उसको कर सकते थे. सो दोज आर वेरी गुड सोर्सेज फॉर ऑल ऑफ यू इफ यू रियली वांट टू लर्न इट एग्जैक्टली थ्रू एलआरडीआई ऑफ कैट, जैसा होता है कैट में. Now we come to the last section of CAT, which is quantitative ability. अब इसके बारे में बात करते हैं. So in quantitative ability, majorly they have divided it into 5 areas. They are arithmetic, algebra, geometry and mensuration, number system, and modern mathematics. You will see every year the maximum number of questions have appeared from arithmetic, with the second largest area has been algebra. The third largest area is geometry, then number system, then modern mathematics. In this order only the questions appear. So this has been continuing for many years now. So you can safely presume that this is going to happen in CAT 2023 as well as 24, that the maximum number of questions in quant section will come from arithmetic. The second largest area for us would be algebra, then geometry, number system, and modern maths. But the big question is, what all areas are there under them? What all is covered by arithmetic? What all is covered by algebra? What all is covered by geometry? Let's have a look at that as well now. When I talk about arithmetic, approximately 40% of the questions, right? Approximately 40% of the questions in the last 5-6 years have appeared from arithmetic alone. Approximately 40% of the questions. Okay? And in this arithmetic, what all is included? We have time, speed, and distance. We have time and work. We have profit and loss. We have averages, mixture delegation, ratios, SICI, percentages. These all are the subtopics under arithmetic. And these percentages are the percentages as per the total number of questions in QA. So whatever have been the total number of questions in QA in the last 5-6 years, last 3 years, in the last 3 years, 9.05% of them have been from time and distance. 5.71% of them have been from time and work. 7.14% have been from averages. When you add all of them, that gives you 40.48%. So as I can say, arithmetic is the most important area for all of us. Now, as someone was asking about weak in mathematics, Sonu was saying this. Now, Soni, that's the answer to your question. If you look at all these areas, haven't you studied all of them till your 10th class? Am I correct there? You must have studied about time and distance, time and work, profit and loss, averages, etc. ये सब आप लोगों ने पढ़ा हुआ है till class 10th, right? Similarly, whatever other areas are there, अगर आप algebra की बात करेंगे, number system की बात करेंगे, geometry की बात करेंगे, all those have been covered till class 10th. So all the questions have been from those years only. वहीं से आपसे questions पूछे गए हैं हर साल. So therefore, generally we tell it to our students that please go through your school textbooks of mathematics from class 6th to class 10th. They would not be asking you questions after class 10th. Hardly 1 or 2 questions would be there, maximum 2, nothing more than that. So till 10th class, we all have studied mathematics. So when we say that we are weak in mathematics, actually we say this on the basis of that 6th to 10th class performance. But the point is, at that time we were small kids. जब मैं 8th में था, मेरा ब्रेन भी 8th के हिसाब से डेवलप हुआ था, and I could not understand things well at that time. Now if I again study that book of class 8, I would be able to understand everything. So therefore I said you have to do a little more hard work, read all those books again, and now you'll have that confidence that yes, this can be done. It's not that difficult. After arithmetic, we have algebra. Approximately 33% of the questions in QA have been from algebra in these 3 years. What all is covered under algebra? Quadratic equation, which has got the maximum weightage. Sequence and series, which has got the second highest weightage, joint with linear equations. Then we have logarithm as well. We have functions. We have inequality, special equations, etc. These are the areas which come under algebra, right? Third is geometry, which has area and volume, triangles, circles, coordinate geometry, polygons, quadrilaterals, lines and angles. These are all the areas from which geometry is there. And we have 15% of the questions from geometry. So 30% of the 33% of the questions roughly from algebra, 40% of the questions roughly from arithmetic. So if you add all of them, that gives you around 88% of the QA section is from these three areas. Number theory is a huge area. It includes classification of numbers, HCF LCM of numbers, factorization of numbers, and then we have base system, then we have divisibility rules, we have reminders. बहुत सारी चीजें होती हैं, लेकिन just 15 questions have been asked in the last 3 years of 9 slots. 9 slots QA के आए जिसमें सिर्फ 15 क्वेश्चन, दैट मीन्स अप्रोक्सीमेटली 1.66 क्वेश्चंस per slot. So just 7% of the questions and just 5% of the questions from modern maths, which includes permutation, combination, set theory, and probability. And as you can see, no question has been asked from probability. If any question has been there from modern mathematics, it has primarily been from permutation and combination only. That's all the structure of arithmetic as well. If you look at the score versus percentile for quant, it is just like LRDI, you would see. There were a total of 22 questions last year, 22 questions last to last year. By doing just 12 questions correct, you could have got a 99.5 percentile. By doing 11 questions correct, you could have got a 99 percentile. By a net 7.5 questions correct would have given you a 95 percentile. Around 6 questions will give you 90 percentile. Around 4 questions would have given you an 80 percentile. And this has been almost the same in the years before that as well. बहुत ज्यादा डिफरेंस नहीं, अगर आप देखेंगे तो बाकी जो पिछले ईयर्स हैं उसमें भी तकरीबन वो सेम ही रहा, राइट? I hope all of you have understood my point here. सबको समझ आ गई मेरी बात? That was all about the syllabus and the paper pattern of CAT. That's all that I wanted to talk about. If you have any further questions, please feel free to ask me in the chat box. And if you want to take a tour of, how do we teach here? What is our pedagogy? So you can also go to our BYJU'S exam prep app. You'll see this tab over there. Write your mobile number, start a free trial. You can actually access to a 3-day free trial at BYJU'S exam prep app. So उस app पे basically जाके you can see all the videos, all the materials that we provide you, the live classes that we provide you. So what all things that we provide in our courses, you can have a virtual tour of that for 3 days completely free. And after that, of course, you can take a decision of joining us. Also, if anyone is preparing for CAS 2023, we have a test series for those people. Of course, all the details about the test series are given on this page. These are our brilliant results from our last year classroom program, right? These are the top 5 percentiles that you see on the screen. Of course, there are many more after that. These are the top 5 that you see on the screen. And you can also be a part of this beautiful picture next year if you join us for our comprehensive program, where we provide you 300 plus engaging videos. These are pre-recorded lectures so that you can just watch them before coming to the class. 135 plus live sessions, 75 plus mock tests with media solutions and attempts and all, 10,000 plus practice questions for CAT and non-CAT examinations. You also get preparation for GDPI and WET as well, that is after the CAT exam, and you get all the study notes, CAT previous year papers, and there are a lot many things that you would be able to identify once you join our comprehensive program. So do join us as soon as possible if you are preparing for CAT 2024. Also, if anyone is preparing for CAT 2023, we are having our next All India Open Mock from 8th September to 17th of September. Do not forget to register for this and write this exam. It has got a lot many other benefits as well, as they are given on the screen. Also, to the guys who want to join with us on BYJU'S exam prep app on this 10th of September at 11 a.m., we have a scholarship test. By appearing for this scholarship test, you can win up to 90% scholarship on our CAT preparation programs. Yes, so many students have already won it. There are so many, scholarships up for grab. So do write this exam, and that can be useful for you while joining us for the program. You can also find us on all these media handles, that is Instagram, Facebook, Telegram, YouTube, and all. And that's all from my side, guys. That's all I wanted to discuss about. I'm sure this session has been useful for you. Okay. If you have any further questions, you can put it in the comment box and I would definitely answer those questions. Okay. Thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much. That's all for today. See you soon. Bye bye. Tara. Take care.